So I want to go over the highlights real quick of some of the topics that we've covered this year. So first is relationships of rational numbers. So the smallest circle on the inside is going to be your natural or your counting numbers. Both names, same thing. So it's like you're teaching a little kid to count on their hands. 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. Whole numbers are natural and counting numbers, but it also includes 0. So 0 is the only thing in whole numbers that is not a natural or a counting number. Then integers is going to be positive and negative whole numbers. So for example, -3, -11. 8 is still considered an integer. However, it is a natural and counting number as well. Then rational numbers are numbers that can be written as a fraction or a decimal, and they can be positive or negative. Okay, so what about, let's see, 6/2. 6/2 can be simplified to what? 3. So that would go in here to natural and counting. What about -12/2? Well, that can be simplified to -6, right? So that goes in integers. All right, next topic. Is my answer positive or negative? So remember your sign your song for adding and subtracting. So we don't subtract, instead we draw two lines, right? So if it's -6 minus 4, we would add the opposite. Then once we're adding, we can do our song. So same sign, add and keep, different sign, subtract. Keep the sign of the biggest one, then you'll be exact. Now with multiplying and dividing, you're going to look at it as same sign is going to give you a positive answer, and a different sign will give you a negative answer. So you can either use your Dorito Man, so positive, negative, negative, or you can use your tic-tac-toe. So remember, the positives go from the top left corner down to the bottom right, and then the rest are all negative. So for example, negative times a negative equals a positive. Let's see. Let me skip all the way to the end. That's where I want to be. Okay, so here, fractions and decimals. So a quick reminder. So if you want to change a fraction to a decimal, so like 3/5, you're going to do top in, bottom out. So top goes inside, so 3 divided by 5. So it doesn't go into 3, so I had to add a decimal and a 0. 5 times 6 is 30. And that is a 0 there, so it's 0.6. Then to go from a decimal to a fraction, so let's say it is 0.15. So you're going to draw a line. You're going to pull a 1 down from your decimal, and that disappears. And then you put zeros in for each number there is on top. So 0.15 or 15/100 becomes 15/100. Then all you have to do is simplify. So I know that they're both divisible by 5. So if I divide by 5/5, I get 3/20. And that would be an equivalent fraction for 0.15. Okay, so next thing is working with decimals. So multiplying and dividing decimals. So if you have 1.1 times -2.4, it does not matter about lining up the decimals. You don't have to, you shouldn't. Like in this case, it's going to happen to be lined up, but it's not required. So, and you multiply normally. 1 times 4 is 4. 1 times 2 is 2. Put a 0. 1 times 4 is 4. 1 times 2 is 2. 4, 6, 2. I have 2 numbers to the right of the decimal, so I'm going to move my decimal to the left 2 places. So it equals 2.64. Now, keep in mind if you had, say we had 9, oh, and I'm sorry, positive times negative is a negative, don't forget. Okay, $9.80 times 16. So you can put 9.8 times 16. Decimals don't line up, you can leave off the 0. So kind of, make it easier for yourself. Don't complicate things. Now dividing by decimals. So for example, you have 126 divided by 0.9. The first number or the top number, it always goes on the inside. So 126 divided by 0.9. So I have a decimal here. I need to make it a whole number. So I'm going to move it to the right one place. What you do to the outside, you have to do to the inside. There's not a decimal, so I know that the decimal is to the right. Oops, because that's already a whole number. So I'm going to move that one place to the right, and I'm going to raise it to the roof. Then I'm going to divide normally. So 9 goes into 12 one time. 12 minus 9 is 3. 36. 9 times 4 is 36. But I need to fill in to get to my decimal, so I'm going to put a 0. Okay, so now we're multiplying fractions. So first things first, you always need to, when you're multiplying and dividing, change to improper fractions. So when we added and subtracted fractions, we needed a common denominator. We do not need one with multiplying. So if I do 1/2 times 2 1/4, my first step needs to be to change this to an improper fraction. So now I have 1/2 times 2 times 4 is 8. 8 plus 1 is 9 over 4. So 1 times 9 is 9. 2 times 4 is 8. So now I have an improper fraction. To change, to a mixed number, you have to do TIBO. So 9 divided by 8, it goes in at one time. 8, remainder of 1. So 1 up top is my whole number. 1 down at the bottom is my numerator, and 8 stays my denominator. So if we're dividing fractions, the only difference is this KCF. So if I have, let's see, 7 over 9 divided by 1 and 5/7. I don't think that's going to work, but we can try it. Okay, so first things first, again, we're going to change mixed numbers to improper fractions. So 7 over 9 divided by, and we're always going to write the division again. 1 times 7 is 7. 7 plus 5 is 12 over 7. And now we're going to keep change flip. So 7 over 9 times 7 over 12. 7 times 7 is 49. 12 times 9, 18, 9 is 108. I actually think that's simplest form. Yep, okay. Next, so real quick, just making sure we understand how to change improper fraction or mixed number to improper fraction and vice versa. So mixed number, 3 and 1/9. So you're going to work it like it's a C. You're always going to start down here at the bottom. So 9 times 3 is 27. 27 plus 1 is 28, and you keep your denominator. If you have an improper fraction and you're trying to change it to a mixed number, you do TIBO and you stop at the decimal. So 11 divided by 4, let's see, 2 times 4 is 8. 3, we'd normally put a decimal and a 0 and keep going, but we stop at the decimal. So 2 is my whole number. 3 down at the bottom becomes my numerator, and I keep my denominator. Say it now. Say good luck, you'll do great.
Good luck, you do great.